Lisa Staten, the Forest Discovery Program Director here at Heartland Forest.
And I'm Kira Moritz, an outdoor and wildlife educator.
In the summer, here at Heartland Forest, you may see squirrels, birds, deer, raccoon, fox, coyotes, snakes, frogs, maybe even a skunk or a possum right along our trail system. Let's see what these animals are up to in the winter. In the snowy winter, our walking trails often crisscrossed with the tracks of the eastern gray squirrel. Active all winter, they're famous for caching nuts and acorns and seeds, burying hundreds of them in the fall. Through this scatter hoarding, they're later able to locate these caches using memory and smell. Breeding in late winter, the first litter is often in a nest in a sheltered, warm tree cavity. Later in the summer, with other litters, they'll use leaf nests high up in our treetops. Although gray squirrels, along with red squirrels, rely on cached food to overwinter, not all squirrels stay active. The groundhog, actually part of the squirrel family, is a famous true hibernator. Winter burrows are usually deep enough to be located below the frost line. During hibernation, they rely on their stored body fat, and by spring, they may have lost half of their overall body mass.
A great number of birds have evolved to remain in Canada throughout the year. Many flock together, sometimes with other species, and huddle to help retain heat in the winter. This also helps to reduce the need to watch out for predators. Most remain active by feeding on nuts, dried fruit, seeds, twigs, and branches in the vegetation. Many of these species flock to bird feeders where they supplement their diet with fatty items like suet. These birds include black-capped chickadee, blue jays, the northern cardinal, and many more. Some species like the downy woodpecker and the red-breasted nuthatch feed on dormant insects and eggs under the tree bark, but they can also be spotted at bird feeders as well. Some birds of prey that winter in Canada, like the barred owl and the great horned owl, are equipped to hunt in winter conditions and can hear small mammals under the snow.
Skunks are den builders and will use a winter den to wait out cold snaps and harsh weather. Staying warm is easier with a friend, and skunks can spend the winter in groups of a dozen or more skunks in one den.
Unlike birds that overwinter in Ontario are birds that migrate south to warmer places. Some birds actually come to Ontario for the winter. One of these birds is the snowy owl. Snowy owls actually migrate south to Ontario from the Arctic in the winter time. Because of this, the snowy owl has become one of the symbols of winter in Canada. They can be found in every single province and territory in Canada, making it a popular sight for bird watchers everywhere. With its thick white plumage that helps camouflage it and insulate it right down to the very tips of their toes.
Red foxes grow even longer, thicker coats of fur in the winter. Wrapped in its big bushy tail, this red fox will stay nice and warm without using a den. Small animals such as mice, squirrels, and birds can be more scarce in the winter, but the red fox has amazing hearing and can easily hear mice at a distance under layers of snow. Like the fox, the coyote are active in the winter as well, and they're even able to add deer to their diet, as deep snow and starvation may affect our overwintering deer populations.
The European mantid is the most common species of mantis found in Ontario. They were accidentally introduced in North America in the early 1900s. Female mantids will lay an egg case on plants in a meadow such as this. The females will then die after laying their egg case, and the egg case will stay on the plant throughout the winter. In the spring, when the temperatures begin to warm up, the eggs inside of the egg case will begin to hatch, and up to 400 baby mantises can hatch from one single egg case. Unlike social bees like honeybees that all spend the winter together in a hive, all bumblebees die in the fall each year, except for the new queen, who will hibernate until the next spring. When the queen bee emerges in the spring, she hunts for a dry, warm cavity to start her new colony all over, like our bumblebee nesting boxes right here.